Hi, YouTube. How are you doing? I'm okay. So. I've been thinking about people that undermine our abilities in life, or the people that will say, well, you're lucky, like your accomplishments or what you've achieved in your life, uh, academically, financially, whatever, how they could associate any kind of luck with your or my hard work. But what really gets me is people that I would consider unstable, ignoring my work in the mental health field. Totally ignore it. I tell them, well, I know about this. I worked with the handicap for my state, and none of it. It's like it doesn't even register. It's totally ignored. Even in uh, times of uh, hardships for people that I could talk and help things out for everybody concerned, my knowledge is ignored and just swept under the rug like my achievements are nothing to them. And yeah, I understand, to them they aren't anything because they weren't the ones opening up the books or um, taking that time out of their lives for concern in this world for other people. So, yeah, I could see how they could say, not knowing the work that goes in behind things that we accomplish in life, but um, not even caring because that's not their aspirations. They don't aspire to get out of their comfort zones. They just will, like, shun other people that we do wander out of our comfort zones. We're um take challenges as adventures and that type of thing. They can't handle it. They're just comfortable in their ignoring of the facts. And ignorance isn't bliss, it's just damn right stupidity. Um, and and more things are going to happen to them because of their ignoring what they shouldn't have ignored. It just doesn't look good for them in the future. And it's not that I can just tell the future, but I do look into the future from every angle and every aspect, and it gives me the ability to see how things are going to work out or play out in people's lives where other people don't have that advantage because they don't look far enough ahead for anybody but themselves. So they're like stuck in their day, you know. But how many times have you maybe accomplished somebody or something and somebody would say to you, um, maybe even ignore what you just said and talk about themselves, or um, like if you achieve something at work or academically or something like that, and it's easier for people to talk about themselves, find fault, or say that it's luck when luck has nothing to do with it. You see what I mean? It's just, but it's always the mentally, if not criminally, insane that seem to want to overlook my experience of working with the mentally handicapped. Why is that? That makes me really wonder, um, why are you trying to diminish my actual achievements, to what benefit? What are you going to gain out of trying to silence my voice in a situation that can help people? You really think that that's going to accomplish something? Cheers, everybody. First, I was a little, not really hurt feelings or anything, and I wasn't pissed, but I was annoyed. It's like, okay, it's pretty important that another healthcare professional asking questions of me through somebody else would know the facts, not what somebody else wanted to present to them of my personality and integrity in those types of situations. It's like, how could somebody else possibly even talk on that level that they're not on? And to not even tell the truth of what the facts are, um, concerning me. It's like, yeah, okay. I have some issues with my government and the mental health care facilities anyway, because they're teaching and inspiring people from what is considered a pseudo science. Um, Psychiatric and psychology is not a science. It's not even, you can kind of estimate or guesstimate how somebody's mind is going to react, but if you're actually not a real deep thinker, you're probably not going to be able to articulate another person's personality based on what you know. You know, it might not be what that other person knows. It's like if you are a welder and you are not a master welder, you are not going to be able to go up to that master and explain to him his knowledge base. And you can't tell somebody else about his knowledge base because yours isn't deep enough to comprehend that. And that's what I've faced. I've been diminished in areas where my voice needed to be heard, you know? And it's always the insane that want to quiet my voice and my emotional intelligence. You know, that part does piss me off. Everybody thinks that I'm just going to be quiet and play stupid along with them on their level. I don't do that. So, in a manner of speaking, I've taken things into my own hands, and I expect to amp it up. I will. I'm going to amp this up and expose a lot of things that people aren't even aware of, the dangers that they're in because of their trying to silence my voice. So, yeah. Anyway, I played over on Facebook this morning a song, Douglas, a song. It's Holding Back the Years by Simply Red. Yeah. It's kind of a pretty much a sad song, talking about when he dies, basically, and returning to the arms of matter, mother, you know. And some people have fear, and other people are too stupid to be afraid. They're so in the material world that they don't think beyond that, you know. But really, have you come across these people? And it could have been parents or maybe even your kids or your spouse or whatever, that you would accomplish something and they just overlook it like it wasn't the feat of all feats that anybody could ever do. Like taking a writing test with a broken arm, the arm you use to write with, or that would be quite the accomplishment, wouldn't it? You know, to to throw in a hardship, is what I'm saying, to actually accomplish things through hardship. That's not luck, that's determination. But people always want to diminish the brightest lights because they don't want to shine. They want to shine bright, but they don't want to put the work in that it takes, you know. And for to be emotionally stable and to see other people's instabilities clearly and then have them try and diminish you because of their lacking. They lack. And then when they see people that are strong, they want to tear you down because of what they're not willing to work hard enough to do, you know? Or they have a set of plans in their mind. Like, if you want to be king of the crap hole or whatever, you don't have to work very hard to be king of nothing, you know. But if you want to accomplish something, king or queen, um, and your aspirations are higher than the latrine, you know, then you're gonna aspire and you're gonna work harder, and that's when you do fail, you're gonna keep getting back up and keep pushing towards your goals. That's luck has nothing to do with it. It's strength and determination and my inner guidance that I call my instincts that people have tried to question. That was the other day, like I said, a trick question. I wanted people to question me about their selves questioning me, if that makes sense. I'll get more back on that too. It's like, what? Do you think that your outlook of me, first I would have to value something in you that I aspired to be before I would even consider example or advice or um, oh, you know what I mean. There was another word I was searching for there. Um, influence, like somebody that doesn't have what it takes to reach the heights of actually leading other people in any way isn't going to inspire me to be like them because that's not something I've ever really reached out for, was a lessening of myself in places that I've dug myself out of, even in childhood, that I see people, adults, going through things that I went through when I was very young, and I recognize it when I see it. It's like that's like really childish to say you're lucky. Well, no, you're not lucky or bright, but keep working at it. Maybe someday when you accomplish something very huge, somebody will ignore it and diminish your efforts for other people just for themselves, just to keep you quiet so they don't look less than what they could be. So that's what I've been thinking of. The only people in my life that have ever kept silent about my working with unstable people are people that are unstable and don't want to acknowledge the fact that I actually can see their manipulation, what they're skilled at, you know, what they try to do to other people to make themselves look good in situations that aren't looking too good for them, you know? Doesn't it bother you? Have you ever wanted maybe not to even impress somebody, but you thought they cared about you and you tell them what you know? How about this? You tell somebody you're a mental health care professional. So they go and get you more material for you to study about what you already know. That doesn't make sense at all. At all. I wrote to this one person, I already know about this, that if you send the information, I'm probably not going to watch it because for me it would be a waste of my time of what I'm fully aware of. And it was sent to me anyway, and it's like, did that make you feel better? Did it make you feel more emotionally connected to the goodness in the world? Or I don't know. I have no clue. It sort of blew me away that somebody could just ignore what I said and diminish in their mind my accomplishments. Why wouldn't somebody want people to know that I've worked in that area? Hmm. My question is, why would somebody not dress their daughters when there is men in the house, when they're little people, and never put clothes on them and just have them hanging around in diapers? I've got photographs that my youngest son gave me that was sent to him in prison by this couple of children that weren't properly clothed. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, it's not pornography, but um, it's not normal, you know. And then they wonder why they have problems. I know why I had problems because I could not keep the people away from my kids that I had restraining orders on, and they were overturned. But yet, somebody that would think and try and diminish me still talks to a monster that is my direct enemy. And I do question that in a big way. I can't be friends with somebody that thinks so little of me that they would talk to somebody that actually tried to take my life more than once. That's not somebody I can trust. So I have some major trust issues going on. I didn't have until just about recently. I mean, I was giving people the benefit of the doubt, but I've asked for more information on what's going on in a certain situation that I'm involved in, and I'm not getting the facts the way I want the facts. I want I want to know exactly what happened and what was said, what was happening, and I won't be satisfied till I hear that. So, yeah. Anyway, if that made sense, it will to the person I expect to watch this video that pretends that I don't have emotional intelligence, you know? So, anyway, yeah, that's another thing about these people that can emulate you, you know? They want to act like you, but they don't want to do the work that it takes to be you, you know? Or it could be a generational thing. I know personally mothers that cannot handle not being in the spotlight when it's time for their daughters to step up and it's their sunshiny day and there's that old rag bag of a mom or dad. I've seen it with both parents stepping in the sunshine where their child should be or their young adult, you know. It's like that's it. Your time's over. Let the youngsters step up into their own and get the out of the way and leave those kids alone. Stop conditioning them with the same shit you were conditioned with. The acceptability of the stupid things that people do and think that people like me don't notice, you know? First off, if you have clothes on children, that's the first indicator right there that any perv, that's their first barrier between them and your child is that clothing that you put on them. You know, these people that have their kids out on the internet just in diapers, or I haven't seen much of the nudity, like nude babies, as much as I used to, but it's like, what are you people doing? Taking pictures of your child barely dressed is not cool. It's like there was a picture of Doug. His mom took a picture of him naked on a blanket. Why? Why? Don't you have your own memories of your naked baby? Does the whole world have to see that? What is that? And I'm talking to anybody that does that. Why? What what's the benefit of taking a photograph of a naked child to be in the world forever? And especially to send that to prison full of men, little girls barely dressed. Where's your where thinking what happened there, you know? I want to know. Like I asked my son, that received those pictures. I said, well, what'd you do? Did you put them away? I said, I hope to God you didn't go showing them around the whole place to all those incarcerated men in there, you know. And no, I kept them. Then he gave them to me, you know. It's like, yeah, okay. I thought about throwing them out, but nah. Like I said, it's not pornography, but it's not cool, you know. I'm just not going to let anybody undermine my emotional intelligence and my work on this planet for my state and have other state officials in different states doing faulty work and not acknowledging how it's done right. I'm going to show you how it's done right. I didn't open up this can of worms. It's nothing that I ever would have wanted or dreamed. But now that it's here, I'm going to deal with it to the fullest of my abilities for everybody concerned, even the parents that are not getting with the program. Well, you're with a program, but you're not in the right program for your development, you know? And you can pretend that I don't have influence where I do, and you can pretend that I haven't worked hard. That's okay too. Yeah. Well, I'll just have to be the demon slayer in this. And if it ends up where people that I care about don't want to talk to me, that's okay too, because that just tells me it's always been fake. And sometimes the ending of a friendship or a relationship might be the best thing for everybody involved. It will sure help to avoid conflicts in the future. And by silencing me, well, let's just say for the people that actually do love me, trying to silence me isn't going to um, stifle the actual connection and communication between me and anybody I care about that cares about me. It's not going to work. It will backfire. Yeah, that was the dumbest thing to do, was to send me something I said I was not going to watch, you know? Especially, I got to keep asking why. Why somebody that has investigated what schizophrenia is and how that can be triggered by shock. And they say they know about this, but would ignore the shocking features that could harm another person. All these questions. And two, I'm going to add to this. I've asked people not to tell my ex anything about my kids, because if they wanted to contact him and tell them about their lives, they would do that. But they have somebody going behind their back and talking about them in areas where they do not want that to be known because it's dangerous. I've said before, don't tell this person anything because it's dangerous for my kids and it's just ignored. It's dangerous for your kids and you're ignoring that for what? Because he'll screw anything and he said he would go to sleep with you or to bed would take you to bed. That's so nasty. When a grandpa comes on to a girl, adult woman, but in comparison, the age difference, he screwed his own brother and his sister. And he wants to sleep with you. Is that what, some miracle? you know, like like are you honored because somebody that would boff anything would boff you too? I wouldn't be honored. In fact, I kicked it out. Totally kicked it out. I had to break its leg and kick it out, but I kicked it out. And when I tell you that person is dangerous in your life and you keep talking to them, I have to wonder all these things. So I got more, I got more, but I just thought I'd kind of bring up a little more of what's going through my mind and the whys, you know. Why would somebody try to diminish my hard work because of their lack of it? I'm not talking somebody that ever cared about any health care or taking care of other people except for themselves. And it's still just for themselves, nobody else. My video today is directed at another person on this planet that is working as hard as I am for the benefit of other people, and they don't even see it. So just keep doing your hard work and just know that there's other people out here like me that see you and your hard work, and we aren't calling you lucky. We're not diminishing who you are for our own lacking. We actually see you working hard and recognize that in each other. So that's who my video's for today. People like you. So, okay, everybody, I appreciate you being here. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.